everybody, it's Duke Fatini, and it's a beautiful freeing day, and I've decided to take out all of my RC cars over the winter because, well, they're pretty well dirty. They need to be cleaned, and I gotta see if one of them's made it for the winter. This one should run, and it's my favorite one, and it's Nitro. So, this is kind of like a tour of all my cars, mainly for my fans. So this is well, it's by Losi, but I just don't know exactly what it is. But it got these kind of tires. I like them. So, anyways, the hood I did all by myself. I have another hood, but it's less stylish and more dull. So, take off this hood, and here's what's under it. Oh yeah, a nice muffler, a nice big fuel tank, and here's the motor itself. And I'm hoping that I can get it to turn over. But that's why I put Afterrun in it. And if you don't know what that is, because most of my fans probably don't, then don't really worry about it unless you get into RC. So here's the front suspension, full independent suspension. Now I still have to charge the battery though. The battery's dead and it's back here. And I got to replace the rubber bands because they're dry rotting. So here's the throttle servo and brake too. And it works pretty well. Okay, so I spent way too much time on this car. Moving on to the Trax Nitro Stampede. Now, I am not a fan of this car. Every 2 to 3 runs, it breaks down. It was built to break down, and I'm sick of this car. Literally, I mean, it has practically no torque, and I mean, this one can easily outrun it in an acceleration test. Literally, this one's just a slow poke at acceleration, and also the tires are unbalanced. So when I start getting up to about 20-25 miles an hour, and this thing should peak 30, but once I get up to there, the tires are so unbalanced I can't control the car. And over here I got another Stampede, and that's had a carburetor problem and it's been stripped back down. And I'm talking to my dad about taking this car and using it to keep this car running, or take this car and use it to keep this car running. Whatever is easier. And okay, so now we're here to the electrics. Here is, and this ain't mine. Actually, it's my dad's. But since it gets stored in my room, I get to use it. And it's the Losi. It's the Losi Striker. Yeah, that's right. And it's a pretty good car. And you can get these things at a hobby shop for like $150 or online for $150. And what ain't pretty bad considering how pricey Nitro cars can be. So anyways, here's the battery tray, and I know I have to clean it. And this car is a really great car. And the only problem I had with it was the motor burning out for some reason. But I replaced it with one I had on hand, with one I had on hand, it was actually a little bit better, so I got a little extra performance out of it, and I think that was just a manufacturer flaw motor, like a reject. It just didn't get rejected. Okay, over here is my Losi High Roller. Now I would say this is my first ever true electric, I think. Well, actually, it was my sister's electric until she sold it to me for $100. Yeah. So so it's pretty good. It's with I believe that's a 12 or 15 turn motor on it, a nice speed controller, and a Futaba and a receiver, and I don't have the remotes out here. And as you can see, the wheel is right there. And the reason for that is because it turns out I got some ball bearing problems. Okay, right over here is the Beast, and this ain't really like a hobby shop car. And if you've seen in those toy sections of stores long ago, you remember seeing these Hummers going for $50, $100, $80. Well, we got this one given to us. It was originally my sister's, and she sold it to me in a trade. So it's a pretty good thing. The only complaint I have about it is it sucks the living daylights out of my batteries, literally. And so I can put in what is it, a 100 milliamp battery, or yeah, something like that, into what is a pretty powerful battery, and it sucks it down in about 10-15 minutes. I mean, It sucks it down, and just like that. It's a real beast, and it has a few problems. Some parts are breaking on it, but guess what? It's pretty darn durable. So, anyways, that's all of my RC cars, and this one, I'm gonna try to get running here in a bit. Okay, finally time to start her up. Okay. Well, what you see here is a crashed car. It was running full speed and hit a fence post. Now, I didn't crash it deliberately. It turns out I lost control of it, and I don't know how or why. The battery pack was fully charged, batteries and remote fully charged, and I have a Vectrum radio, so it's not like I had interference. And I just the car just lost, and I lost control of the car, and here was the results. I believe I hit the fence post right about there, because you can really see that right there. And I believe it nearly missed a tree on this side, then hit a fence post over here. Then ran over and hit another fence. Then I had to come and shut it down. So the exhaust system totally ripped off, but I can easily repair this. I can easily get that back on. And the only good news about this damage is actually I have the parts for it. And when my dad bought this car like long ago, when my dad bought this car like long ago, it came with a lot of parts for it. And luckily, I got the part that broke. And it looks like only one part broke, and this one got a little bit. Of course, I don't know if there was any other damage that I can't really see. I do have a theory why my car went out of control. The receiver, the wires may have came out of it. So, yeah. But I have a Vectrum 2.4 gigahertz radio. It shouldn't have lost contact. So, it's either that or maybe the battery connection came loose or something. I don't know what exactly it was, but I got the parts to fix it. And also there is a safety mechanism I should have had on this car long ago. It's if I lose contact with the car, if the radio loses contact, it'll kill the engine and bring it to a full stop. Now that's something I could have used in this. So guys, well, I'll probably have this car running within a few days again, so yeah.